Hello, everybody, and welcome to Four Wheel Tech for October 27th, 2024. It's Season 1, Episode 25. I am Mayor Watt, and along with the Sentient AI from the future, we're going to be talking about navigating $100,000 out of your pocket. Impossible Calls makes microphone backwards. A North Korean spy worked at Fisker. Classic car EVs, and breaking into the car salesperson field. And if you translate that number 2 backwards, it says what it's supposed to really be titled, which is backwards microphone makes calls impossible. That and more. Yeah, so the first article that we're going to talk about today is right after I introduce the Sentient AI from the future.
Good evening, hometown citizens. Welcome to Technology Today, and good save, Mayor Watt.
Yep. No. Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, sorry. That was really loud for everybody out there. Sorry. You're going to see a visitor walk behind me at some point, and it's going to seem like there's a space cat. Yeah, I have the mayoral mansion studio door open and a little, I just saw her tail walk by. All right. Well, anyway, let's get into this. First article is over in Four Wheel Tech. The Lincoln Navigator is now a $100,000 SUV. Lincoln dropped pricing for the new 2025 Navigator this week. They dropped the price. If you're interested,
that makes it sound like it's going lower.
Yeah. If you're interested in a full-size luxury SUV, be prepared for a bit of sticker shock, including a $2,000 destination charge. The 25 Navigator starts at $102,000. If you... Did anybody see that? No, just me? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, cat. So if you want the long wheelbase version of any of it, you're going to need to tack on another $3,000.
What do you think the price tag shows in terms of the discount for this kind of price?
$35,000 off the original price of $135,000.
Yikes.
Yeah. Lawrence Hodge over at jalopnik.com put the article together. I'm really not going to talk about the article. I mean, not the article, but the topic of this, other than the fact that it's a $102,000 car. And
that's as much as some houses. This is getting to be outrageous. And is this an ICE vehicle or an EV?
It's an ICE. Yeah. So at least as far as I know, let's take a look. Let me see here.
I asked only because we are seeing really high EV pricing, and of course that hasn't helped spur adoption.
Yeah, so, okay, it's a Lincoln. Maybe the Lincoln Lawyer Season 4 is really kicking, or 4.
Season 3.
3, yeah. There's something else that's Season 4, and Silo is right around the corner. I'm just overwhelmed with stuff.
Only Murders in the Building is on Season 4.
Season 4 is, yeah.
And I think... what's the one with Slow Horses might be Season 4 too.
Yeah, we haven't really caught up on that one. So maybe the Lincoln Lawyer is causing the price to go through the freaking roof.
Okay, wouldn't that be weird? We're fans of Lincoln Lawyer in ohmTown, but not of this pricing.
Not this price. God bless America. This is just wildly expensive for a Lincoln, for crying out loud. This isn't handmade, this isn't Ferrari buffed with a diaper kind of engineering.
I mean, wouldn't you be balking at this pricing for even something that's considered a more high-end vehicle like a Land Rover or something? Like, this is a very high price.
Black label trims of the outgoing generation were in the 6-figure mark. Mid and black label trims could easily fetch that high a price. This is the first time that the pricing has started at the 6-figure mark. You're out of your freaking mind. But somebody's going to pay it because there's a lot of money that's been aggregated into a certain level of...
I probably shouldn't say this, but that picture looks nice, but not for that price.
Which one? That one? or this one?
No, the blue one.
All right. Well, pricing starts with the base reserve trim. Don't let that fact that it's base trim fool you. It's extremely well equipped. It says you get standard features like a suite of driver assist tech, 28 speaker Ravel, Ultima 3D audio system, and more. What isn't standard is color choices aside from black, which Lincoln calls infinite black metallic. All 5 colors are $750, and aside from a $570 tow package, 24-inch wheels for $3,000, $2,050 second row captain's chair option, there aren't any big option packages for the Navigator Reserve. So the next trim up is $105,000 jet appearance package. Oh, and then the black label starts at $118,490. The buyers of the black label have the option of one of 3 distinct interior themes: atmospheric, enlighten, and invitation.
Invitation by invitation only.
It's invitation is invitation to take $120,000 out of your bank account. The most expensive option in the trim, aside from the two $2,000 exterior paint colors, is the $7,850 Black Label Special Edition package that gets you more unique exterior trim like a 2-tone roof, badging, and front fascia trim.
Okay, so I know this is a combination of items, but who is going to see the 2-tone roof? You better be like taking drone footage of that for that price. Like,
that's
to
exactly
actually appreciate it.
That's exactly it. There's going to be like badging that says, "Look at my 2-tone roof."
I wouldn't be surprised.
So then there's one more option, which is the loaded out. The new Navigator is one pricey machine. You're looking at over $134,000 for a loaded Navigator Black Label long wheelbase. And at this price, it's playing against some serious contenders like the Range Rover and the Mercedes GLS. But if you can afford it, Lincoln says order banks for the Navigator open up Thursday. So shake your couches, babies.
I don't think most people are going to have 130-something thousand in coins in their sofas.
Who doesn't? Come on. Moving on. Next article's over in Four-Wheel Tech. Chevy installed phone microphone backwards on some Blazer EVs, making calls nearly impossible. Hence the reason why I titled this section, Impossible Calls Makes Microphone Backwards.
This is good. I like this.
Chevy sent out a service bulletin in September saying...
That's right. Nobody could understand what was coming out of the microphone.
Excuse me, what? The handheld cell phone being illegal in 30 states, the in-car microphone is vital for making calls while behind the wheel. Apparently, it's going to be a simple fix.
How many of these people got tickets for holding their cell phone because this was broken?
This is a Blazer?
That looks... I didn't know that's what a Blazer looked like.
That's what
I think it's been redesigned.
Oh, hell yes, it looks... This looks awesome. I thought the Blazer was more SUV, like thick in the back end.
Like just kind of regular looking.
Weird. So the fix is arguably so simple that anyone familiar with IKEA furniture can do it. Oh, hell, that means I'm going to have leftover parts because I make IKEA furniture more efficient.
And your visitor has returned.
Yeah.
And is actually walking across the road now.
Right there. Hi. How you doing? Out, little demon seed. So Ryan Eric King over at jalopnik.com put the article together. And this will be for the first time ever. Like she's going to jump up on the desk or something, you know?
Well, I mean, that'll make this segment memorable.
Yeah. Or she's going to short circuit something. So, at any rate, this one's really easy. It's illegal in 30 states. It's going to be fixed. All you have to do is go back to the dealership. Oh, she's like walking around and meowing now.
You know what the fix is, though?
Nope.
It says to just turn the microphone around, which I'm assuming some reasonably smart drivers already figured out.
How do you turn it around, though? Isn't it somewhere? Like it's mounted
Is it
somewhere.
installed or something? I don't know.
The microphone installation issue only necessitated a technical service bulletin instead of a recall. It wasn't deemed a safety issue, yet the phone call you desperately needed that happens to hit while driving isn't considered life-threatening. Or
what if you're trying to call like 911 or something? That could have been.
That's kind of it, yeah. The Blazer EV is nowhere near perfect before this point. GM issued a stop sale on the vehicle last year as significant software issues emerged. The electric vehicle returned to market with issues fixed and over $6,000 slashed off the retail price. I don't know. I'd like a high... I want an EV that is gas powered, that charges up a battery.
You mean like a hybrid?
Yeah. See, but there's different types. There's gas hybrids, and then there's electric hybrids where you start off with an electric motor. It has a really small battery and it converts over to gas. And what I really want is just one that charges up the batteries and then I can drive forever, just keep it gassed. What I don't want to do is sit around for 6 to 8 hours waiting for my battery to hit 100%. And it never does.
That much time in their schedule.
Everybody is independently wealthy and can just sit around at a damn charging station, right? Anyway, this is the funniest article that I've seen that is like innocuous. It's not that big of a deal and nobody's going to die. Well, hopefully nobody is. I don't know. Give somebody a moment. Let's keep moving. This next article is over on 4 Wheel Tech. North Korean spy worked at Fisker for nearly a year, got zero information.
Oh, I was actually thinking maybe this person is responsible for everything.
Everything. Wouldn't that be funny? So I keep on adding different things in my head every time I read this title. North Korean spy worked at Fisker, learned how to do bankruptcies. North Korean spy worked at Fisker, learned how to not pay any of its contractors. North Korean spy worked at Fisker, learned how to collapse a business that collapsed previously. I don't know. During Fisker's short time as a functional car company, it couldn't really help but do weird shit. Now, as it turns out, the dead automaker accidentally employed a North Korean spy on its technology team. No, I'm not joking. Neither am I. I'm just reporting what they're saying.
This takes talent, right? There aren't a lot of North Koreans in the U.S., I don't believe.
Well, it's not like they came out and said, hey, I'm a North Korean spy.
I know, but my point is, like, what are the chances that this would have happened?
They did a background check, and they're like, hey, it says here you're from North Korea. Are you really from North Korea? No. Oh, okay. You're hired. Andy Kolmowitz over at jalopnik.com put the article together. Fisker is apparently not the only automaker that accidentally hired a spy from the DPRK. Really? That's interesting.
Really?
I guess. I don't know. Fisker hired a remote IT employee named Kao Tao? Or Quo Tao? I think. I don't know. The employee listed his home address as one in Arizona. Nothing screamed subterfuge to Fisker. After all, not out of the ordinary for a global company to contract or hire a remote worker. Yeah, not a big deal. Once hired, the companies shipped a laptop to Chapman, Arizona residents addressed to the fake identity. Chapman would allegedly arrange to set up the laptops in the homegrown laptop farm so that they could be used by the North Korean threat actors who access the computers remotely from Russia and China. The agents would have their paychecks shipped to Chapman and ultimately funneled back to their home country to avoid the sanctions otherwise imposed on the DPRK. Reportedly, Chapman also assisted by procuring, delivering, and signing forged documents. So there was a person, Christina Chapman, who was the proxy getting compensated by the North Korean actors. So,
this is very elaborate. Yeah, what's going to happen to that person?
This person is guilty of treason. So the FBI and other U.S. government agencies became aware of the orchestrated scam. They began issuing advisories and guidance on the ongoing threat to help safeguard other companies from the public. When it became aware that Fisker was a victim, a local field office agent reached out to warn the automaker. That's when Fisker dug into the employee and subsequently terminated his employment in September 2023. So when did the FBI and the US government actually take action against Chapman and all the rest of this? Because it seems like Fisker fired them.
Right, which is kind of astonishing under the circumstances, right? Fisker doesn't exactly have such a strong reputation. But yeah, what else is going on here? I mean, that could still be ongoing.
So Inside EV says that this isn't always where North Korea stops scamming. They play their trump card when their threat actors are fired. These folks would, when not working, abuse their privileged access to internal systems. From there, they would exfiltrate sensitive data before they're fired. You can see where this is going. They then use the information to extort the company by demanding ransom payments. To save Fisker some embarrassment, it doesn't seem to be the only automaker caught up in North Korea. Looks like one of the big three. Do they say which one it
so
is?
This is no, they don't divulge that. This is interesting because I feel like this North Korean spy is ruining remote work for everybody.
Yeah, this is why we can't have nice things, because everybody is going to be a North Korean spy. I can see it. When reached for comment, Fisker CEO Henrik Fisker told the engineer that he had no comment as this was a case with the FBI. The company denied knowing of any material cybersecurity threats in its 2023 year-end report, despite reportedly being alerted to the nation-state actor from North Korea employed in its IT team. Oh, it was in its IT team too, for more than a year. Was there for more than a year.
Wait a second. You have a North Korean spy in your IT and you have no cyber concerns in your report?
Again, they didn't know.
That's a little disingenuous. No, they did know because they'd already fired the person by then.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Well, actually, we don't know because depending on when their year ended, etc.
Yeah, they didn't know of any material cybersecurity threats in its 2023 year-end report, even though it had been told. They didn't disclose that the person was just sitting there. Maybe the person was just sitting there and couldn't figure out how to reboot.
Well, I mean, maybe their software thwarted the spy.
There you go. Except that they were in the IT team, so they would have been an internal threat.
I know, I was playing off of some of the software concerns with the car.
Maybe it's powered by Fujitsu. Let's move on. The next article is over in Late Night Geeks. This new startup is building classic style cars with a modern EV twist. When UK custom electric car creator RBW showed off its Roadster and GT models at Monterey Car Week this week, the vehicle stunned a lot of attendees. CEO Peter Swain recently told TechCrunch, quote, "We had 4 wows where people would go, wow, that's beautiful. Wow, look at the interior. Wow. Is it really brand new?" That's only 3 wows. Wait. Maybe the 4th wow is on the other side of this. Sean O'Kane over at TechCrunch.com put the article together. Wow, is that all it costs? So that might seem like a strange reaction to cars that start at $139,000, but Swain contends the price tag is competitive compared to many EV conversions that are happening around the world. And since his company is building these new from the ground up, he thinks it's a bargain compared to other custom builds. "We're not extortionate," says the extortionist.
We investigated ourselves
and found ourselves guilty of no wrongdoing, so enjoy the bill for $139. Again, I'm not sitting there saying don't go, cannot believe it, it's not worth your money or whatever. It's worth your money if it's worth your money. I would love custom, a conversion.
Though, I think so. That's why I don't think this is outrageous, but it is outrageous if this was like mass market.
Yeah, I mean, and if they're changing the chassis and it's building a high quality battery pack and all of that kind of stuff, it's probably using Tesla battery sleds though. So it says, while Spirit is based in the UK and will operate there, the group was also incorporating in the US and plans to open a factory in Danville, Virginia by February 2025. The effort, along with RBW, has received $18 million in total funding, with $10 million coming from Maison Capital Partners. So if you look at an auto restoration shop that does a dozen cars per year and they're buying like a single part in the aftermarket for every build they do, our costs are going to be way lower than that because we're buying hundreds of components. No, they're going to be buying, I mean, it's still going to be a lot of money. It's just per part, it's going to be lower.
Right, and they're not necessarily doing a gazillion of the same make and model.
I don't understand some of the conversation.
Are these like replicas? I thought they were actually converting existing like classic cars, but maybe I misunderstood that.
They say here, beyond cost, Morris said a key difference between Spirit's approach and classic conversions is that the latter still require a lot of care and upkeep. Building a classic car style from the ground up theoretically means an owner won't have to worry much about maintenance, which in turn expands the market of potential buyers. So are they taking, I don't quite get it. Are they taking brand new cars and converting it into electric? We're in a new car market, which we've created. It's pretty simple, brand new classic EV cars.
So I think these are brand new EVs that are made to look like classic cars, but that's not what I thought it was initially.
Well, either it's a classic car body and they've removed it from the chassis, broken it back down to the metal componentry and repainted it, reconditioned it, and are putting it back right into the exact same shape, which means that they've got, go ahead.
Remember one of the wow questions. Wow, is it really brand new?
It's weird, right? Because they don't, am I missing this? The idea is to take all the things they've learned in creating the RBW cars over the last few years and make the expertise available to other companies that want to build new custom electric cars with classic styling. Dedicated sports or classic car builders who want to develop an EV can tap Spirit, but that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about building brand new, but classic cars. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but we'll have to keep an eye on this. I'm sure we'll see more about it.
We'll keep an eye on it. Okay, let's go. Our last article for today is over in 4-Wheel Tech. A Kentucky man breaks into a car dealership to cosplay as a salesperson.
As one does.
Yeah, that's as one does. So typically when we hear stories about people breaking into car dealerships, their goal is to steal a car and take off with them. Strange break-in case in Kentucky is a situation we've never heard of before. This is over at Jalopnik as well. A man broke into a dealership, and rather than steal any of the cars, he decided to try and sell one of them.
I wonder if he got a good commission on it.
Yeah, put me in, coach. Let me see. I need to do something here. So Lawrence Hodge over at Jalopnik.com put the article together. A man broke in not to steal a car, but to try and sell one. Okay, so when a person broke in, they reported them to the police. When police arrived, they found 34-year-old Dustin Cardwell. Upon being questioned, Cardwell told police that he knew that he was the new owner of the dealership and that he had just purchased it an hour ago. That was a lie, of course. When the actual owner of the dealership arrived, he checked the security cameras and saw that it appeared that Cardwell was getting ready to work. The actual owner then showed up and found his building's back window open. Security cameras had captured a video of Cardwell taking keys and stacks of paperwork from inside before getting into a 2017 GMC Sierra, the report said. But instead of taking off in the pickup, Cardwell told the officers he drove it to a nearby gas station and back. Bowling Green Daily News says Cardwell was apparently going to sell the truck to a couple, though there were no details on who the couple was or how he convinced them to buy the truck. Cardwell was later arrested and charged with burglary, first-degree criminal mischief, no operator's license, and reckless driving charge. Wow, they really threw the book at him.
Yeah, this is really strange. I'm not sure, other than the broken window, what he really did to harm anything.
Well, the window was open. It wasn't broken. Did it say somewhere?
I'm sorry. No, I implied that it was broken.
Oh, okay. So surveillance footage from the dealership shows him backing into a Dodge Dart on the lot before driving off to a gas station. Oh, so he damaged a car. Otherwise, this guy is almost no harm, no foul, you know?
Well, in fact, he might have organized some stuff in the office or something. It sounds like he was like gassing up the cars.
Yeah. Well, thank you. He was just looking for a job. Come on. He's got an entrepreneurial spirit. He's willing to commit fraud to get a job.
I mean, maybe well, yeah, now when you put it that way, I was going to say maybe the judge will say, dealership, would you like to employ this person?
Yeah. Are you looking for an intern?
Satisfy it?
Real go-to attitude. Yeah. He's really driven. Man. That's dedication, though. You know? Was he in a suit? Well, now he's in an orange jumpsuit.
Oh, that's right.
Too soon, I'm sure. All right. Yeah, sorry. Well, that's it, though. I mean, we're done. We've done all of the articles. This is too short. All right, folks. Well, I'm going to jump into this car and smash the gas, run over a Dodge Dart, and land us back in the front page of, well, not four-wheel tech. Dear gosh. Where did it? There it is. I don't know. Anyway. So, I am Mayor Watt. There's Four Wheel Tech. The Sentient AI is going to sing us off.
Good night, hometown citizens. We'll see you next week for another Four Wheel Tech, but stay tuned for tomorrow for non-sequitur news.
And I'm going to move everything over as much as I can, and then I'm going to do a replay. So if you want to see the week's non-sequitur and all of the shows in replay, stay tuned. See you soon. Bye-bye.